Hi artists! So for the next 2 weeks in art, we are going to celebrate the life of this wonderful human being, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So first let's take a look at this book. It's called Martin's Big Words, and learn a little bit about Dr. King's life, and we'll use this as inspiration for our projects. Martin's Big Words, The Life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by Doreen Rappaport and illustrated by Bryan Collier. Everywhere in Martin's hometown, he saw signs, white only. His mother said these signs were in all southern cities and towns in the United States. Every time Martin read the words, he felt bad, until he remembered what his mother told him. You are as good as anyone. In church, Martin sang hymns, he read from the Bible, he listened to his father preach, and these words made him feel good. When I grow up, I'm going to get big words too. Martin grew up and he became a minister like his father. He used the big words he had heard as a child from his parents and from the Bible. Everyone can be great. He studied the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and learned how the Indian nation won freedom without ever firing a gun. Martin said love when others said hate. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. He said together when others said separate. He said peace when others said war. Sooner or later, all the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together. In 1955, on a cold December day in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks was coming home from work. A white man told her to get up from her seat on the bus so he could sit. She said no and was arrested. Montgomery's black citizens learned of her arrest. It made them angry. They decided not to ride the buses until they could sit anywhere they wanted. For 381 days, they walked to work and school and church. They walked in the rain and cold, in the blistering heat. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them until the white city leaders had to agree that they could sit anywhere they wanted. When the history books are written, someone will say, there lived black people who had the courage to stand up for their rights. In the next 10 years, black Americans all over the South protested for equal rights. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them. White ministers told them to stop. Mayors and governors and police chiefs and judges ordered them to stop, but they kept on marching. Wait, for years I have heard the word wait. We have waited more than 340 years for our rights. They were jailed and beaten and murdered, but they kept on marching. Some black Americans wanted to fight with their fists, but Martin convinced them not to by reminding them of the power of love. Love is the key to the problems of the world. Many white Southerners hated and feared Martin's words. A few threatened to kill him and his family. His house was bombed, his brother's house was bombed, but he refused to stop. Remember, if I am stopped, this movement will not be stopped, because God is with this movement. The marches continued, and more Americans listened to Martin's words. He shared his dreams and filled them with hope. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. After 10 years of protests, the lawmakers in Washington voted to end segregation. The white-only signs in the South came down. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. cared about all Americans. He cared about people all over the world, and people all over the world admired him. In 1964, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He won it because he taught others to fight with words and not fists. So I hope you enjoyed learning about Dr. Martin Luther King, and now we can take his words and the wonderful love and messages of hope and peace and unity that he put into the world, and we can use those as inspiration for our own artwork. So you'll see that I've listed lots of different projects for you to choose from. As always, at the beginning of the list, they start off a little bit easier and then get trickier as the list goes on. However, I have tailored some of the trickier lessons that younger grades can do them too. So you can choose any project from the list, but I really encourage you to choose one that interests you. Choose one that you love the look of, that you love to recreate. Don't let the list intimidate you. Just go for it. You're the artists. There are no mistakes in art. Just use the picture to do your own version, right? So take a look at the picture and try to copy it best you can, or do your own version out of your imagination. I'm just here to give you ideas and teach you little things, but you guys are the true artists, and I want you guys to shine and let your own inner voice speak. So have a lot of fun with it. Spend the next 2 weeks on this. So you can choose to do one project and do that for the entire 2 weeks, or you could do multiple projects during the 2-week period. So I can't wait to see your finished work. Don't forget when it's complete, whatever it is, no rush. Take a close-up photo and then email it to me. Okay, I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful time.